All right, good morning, everybody. Hope you all are doing well. If you can hear me, please toss a 1 up there real quick. We'll just make sure my mic is functioning. Appreciate that. Good stuff. Happy Friday. Frank T, good morning to you. Kay, good evening to you. June, hello. Greg, morning. Appreciate you all. Frank, good to have you. I enjoy doing it. I get to meet a lot of really cool people, and trading's a pretty lonely profession, so doing this makes it a lot more interesting. Hello. Good morning. All right, we're getting started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are in the world. I hope you're doing great. Just a reminder, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not meant for financial advice. The information on this channel is provided for education, informational purposes only, without any express or warranty of any kind, including warranties of accuracy, completeness, or fitness for any particular purpose. Please feel free, pause the stream, read through this. That way you know I'm not a financial advisor. Good stuff. If you can hear my dogs in the background, well, no, you don't. They're just out there chasing squirrels. All right, we're going to go and get going this morning, taking a look at the NASDAQ first. But first, I would actually like to talk to you all a little bit about the trades that were kind of taking place yesterday. The whole point of this video is to kind of review what happened yesterday. We'll take a look at the ES here, the S&P. All right. And I still got at least one note left up here on the screen, but this is one of those big templates, the 3-day template. Gold just did this exact thing a few weeks ago, and let's go take a look at that real quick, because I'm telling you it's going to happen again, and it's going to happen again on this pair. It's going to happen again on a different pair. Maybe it was last week, maybe it was 2 weeks ago. Time is flying by. Where did it go? It was this one over here. Maybe it wasn't. Does anybody remember where this happened on gold? Surely you know what oh, it's right here. Holy cow. All right, so this exact same template. We are going up. The market is going higher. We're breaking out to the upside. They triggered the previous day's low. And if you remember the video that I just put out last Monday, whenever you have a potential structural break, this is one thing that when you're trying to I'm not going to say justify, but just understanding how the market moves in general. Whenever one side is tested, there's almost a certainty or almost a guarantee that they're going to test the other side again before testing the low again. So in this case, they tested the low. They went back to the high to retest to see, hey, is the market going to be capable of going higher? And then once that begins to fail, it says, okay, well, now it's time to go back and retest the low again and see if maybe that's the direction that we can go. So the market breaks down, retests the high. I'm just explaining in common terms, I guess, the 3-day setup or the 3-day cycle. They retest the low. This is the where the pump is going to begin from. And then they go back to retest the high, and it breaks down. Now, on this day over here, it repeats the same exact behavior as it did over here, but on the day, which is really nice. Breaks down, makes a lower low, breaks the previous day's low, and pumps it back up in 3 pushes, and now the entry criteria starts to play out. So if we're going to go and take a look at the ES, go look at the S&P. Oh boy, where did it go? I think either one of those will be fine, right? I don't like this one. Let's go here. All right, so looking at yesterday, it's the exact same behavior. It just looks a little bit different. They triggered the previous day's low. We've been going up. They go down. They trigger the previous day's low, and they go back to retest the high. And then they retested the high, and the breakout failed all in one day. Whereas the other one, it took 2 days for the breakout to fail. This one happened in 1 day. So they go back up. They hit the high. It comes back down. Basically a failed breakout. And then it goes back up on the day to try and go higher, and it can't. It breaks down, goes into consolidation. And this is where I looked to take entries. It was on the breakdown here. It's at a perfect time of day, 9:30, exactly when it's supposed to. And if you saw this, I posted this in the Discord yesterday, the trade that I took. So this is set up perfectly. I'm telling you this exact trade is going to show up again. Either on this pair or on another one. It happens pretty much every single week in some form or variation, either for a pump and a dump or for a dump and a pump. All right, hopefully that helps. How are you going to disrespect us with the shaved mustache? Dang, that's a strong opinion. I'm just kidding. I'll probably grow it back. I'm just changing things up for a bit. Maybe. I don't know. Same trade I took. Nice. Good stuff, John. I saw a few others in the Discord that took that as well, which is great because, you know, my Discord is not a signals service. It's a, I'm going to teach you how to do it on your own type of thing. So seeing other people taking the exact same trades is like, man, other people are, it's like a hive mentality. Other people are starting to really get it, which is awesome. Okay, we're going to start out on the NASDAQ. Looking at this week, back from the stream on Wednesday, you know, we had this inside day. This day ended up turning into an inside day, peak formation, low and high. And then yesterday we had a failed breakout now at the low of the week. So let's talk a little bit about templates, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You know, what are we looking for? We're looking for some kind of signal day. Wednesday, Thursday, we get a signal day. Friday, maybe Wednesday was the signal. Thursday was the pause. And then today's the trade. We could be looking for... and signal days, I'm talking about first red and first green day, inside days, 3 days of breakouts, things like that. Peak formation, low and high, basically like the heartbeat pattern. We could also be looking for some kind of 3-day template where Wednesday consolidates, Thursday maybe is a breakout day to the upside or the downside, and then that will spark the market only does 3 things mentality. We're either going to break out and continue to trend, or today's the low of week or high of week reversal. We could be looking for just basic pump and dumps or dump and pumps on the day. Session trades, things like that. But that keeps it all very simple and knowing exactly what to look for and looking for objective templates or keeping them as objective as we can. So let's take a look and see what has happened on this pair. I know it's sitting here scrolling in and out. My bad. The previous week's high has been broke, which is good because that means that all time frames are involved, and that makes me happy. Yesterday, we had an inside day. They broke the low and pumped it back up now, and the breakout has possibly failed, and we've gone back up towards the high and gone back up towards the other side of the range. So as far as templates go, peak formation low, consolidation, and we're breaking out back up towards the upside. Wednesday, Thursday, failed breakout. Are we going back towards the high of the week? I have no idea. I'm going to show you all something real quick, which I showed in the last live stream as well, which is really great. Because the same things are just showing up over and over again, which is exactly what we want to see. Now y'all can watch me stumble and struggle to find this, but it's fine. This slideshow is meant for the weekly webinar, which is starting next week, by the way. For anybody who is not signed up and would like to, please message me and we can get you in there. However, looking through this, I'm going to find this specific template. Here we go. So this one right here. Now, this is for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but it doesn't matter. It could be for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as well. The templates remain the same. We're just arguing days of the week at this point. They go up. breakout maybe starts to fail on the next day. Also, this looks mighty similar to those pump and dumps that we just looked at on gold. Peak formation low, triggers the high, breakout fails over the course of 2 days, goes back down through the low on the next day. Man, that looks exactly like gold. That's crazy. Anyways, so the breakout didn't fail on this day, but it failed the next day and went vertical back down towards the other side. This was also an inside bar, inside day, breakout fails, other side of the range. Inside day, breakout fails, smaller consolidations down low, and goes vertical back towards the other side of the range. Okay, so we've identified a behavior. We've identified a possible 3-day template, something to maybe look for. Inside bar, trigger the low, breakout maybe has now failed over the course of 2 days. Maybe we're going to go back towards the other side of the range. Previous day's highs up here from that inside bar. Nope, excuse me. From the inside bars up here. Inside bar stops. So this, I'm just trying to help identify the template and what I'm looking for and why. Hopefully this is making sense. Okay, now it's 8:12 in the morning. We have smaller consolidations breaking out towards the upside. The timing might be a little strange. It's already starting to go vertical. So do I necessarily really want to be going long from this point? Probably not. Do I want to be going short from this point? Probably not. So maybe this is a do nothing for me. I think that criteria based and criteria wise, where would I have actually wanted to enter on this? We had a high of day back from Asia, or the beginning of the day. They broke the high, so that could be a break of or break in structure. And then now we have the 3 push pattern back down into the low, pin hammer engulfment at 7 o'clock. Maybe this is my entry because criteria wise and what I was looking for, this is where the optimal entry would have been. So maybe now I'm not looking for anything. The target's previous day's high. Once it gets there, I don't know. But what I'm trying to emphasize is this might be a do nothing for me because it has already started and is already in process. So maybe I need to avoid it. Let's go on to US 30. Wow. Again, something that has maybe already started moving very aggressively. Wednesday, an inside day. Now, with inside bars or inside days, what 2 things could happen? What 2 templates would I look for? Number 1, you get an inside bar that stair steps back down or up into a level. So if this would have been a 3 push stair step into the low, reversal, first pullback, 930 opens up and goes vertical. Okay, now I have a trade setup. I could take this trade and I take it back to or towards the other side of the range. That makes sense. Market only does 3 things: breakout, trend, reverse, or stay in a trading range. Right now, we're in breakout of an inside bar, which means if you've ever studied expansions of ranges before, an inside bar being one of those ranges, this could be a range expansion. So we've already hit 1 full expansion pretty much to the tick yesterday, which is great. So how does that actually set us up for today? Now, Thursday is a breakout day. And like I said, the market's only going to do 3 things: trend, reverse, stay in a trading range. We're in breakout to the downside. So what would I do here? The very next thing that I'm going to look at is project this level across because it's a breakout day. Market breaks out, pulls back in trends, and that could be an area where we could look for a pullback. Now, this has already started. You can also measure up as well. So from previous day's low, I'm going to measure up 3 levels of rise. 300 pips is 300 or 3 boxes of 100. Dang, that puts us pretty much to the pip or to the tick, 300 pips. So the trade setup would have been to go short 3 levels of rise on the engulfment around or at 930 or the breakdown. It's already doing that very early in the day. 7 o'clock, we're already going vertical, and we've already come back down now and triggered the level that I would have been targeting. Am I going to sit here and tell you that I think it can't keep going? No. Am I going to sit here and tell you that the perfect trade hasn't already happened? No. I think this was the perfect trade based off of criteria and based off of what I'm looking for. So this may be another, I need to look for something else or go elsewhere. User, what is the indicator you're using for previous days high and low? This is the pips to profit indicator. It's free. It's on my Discord in the indicators section. And I just have the previous day high and low set back to 100 days. The lines with 1. And then my period separator. I've just got solid lines. Session breaks, solid lines. And people keep asking. This is just a 20 period EMA. It's nothing crazy. Okay. Let's go on to oil. See if we can find a better template. I'm going to really search today. And I'll go on the currency pairs as well. We'll see if we can find one on the currency pairs. Even though I don't trade currencies for you all and for the purpose of learning, we'll go and take a look. So Monday, opening range for the week. Previous week's high and low has not been... was it triggered at the beginning of the week? They did. They pinned through it. Okay, so they pinned through the previous week's low. That's good. Monday, opening range for the week. Breakout week or day one. Breakout day two. Has not triggered previous day's low. Attempted to go higher day three. And now we've came down and triggered the previous day's low. So this could be... all of you should be screaming it right now in the back of your mind. Triggering the previous day's low in an up-moving market could indicate, I'm saying could indicate what? Okay, dump and a pump. In this case, maybe this is the peak formation low. They pump it back up. Pump and a dump. Okay, so that's one method or way of thinking about this. Now, this is also the first time they've triggered the previous day's low in an up-moving market. And remember what I said at the beginning of the stream. Whenever they trigger the low, especially in an up-moving market, there's a very high potential that in some shape or form, they'll go back to retest the high. So that retest of the high could come in the form of a lower high being put in place. They could go back and retest the high, and they could come out of consolidation in 3 pushes, and then that breakout would fail, and then maybe that's the setup. So this would be a 3-day opportunity. Peak formation low, they go back to retest the high either today or tomorrow. Maybe the breakout fails on Monday, and then, Tuesday is the trade. That could be the development of the template. Or this is the break in structure on the day. We get the pump back up, and then it rolls over. So really just thinking about both sides of what could happen based off of what the current template is showing. So we've got 3 days of breakouts, 1, 2, 3. 3 days of longs being triggered into the market. Was yesterday a signal of any kind? 3 days of longs triggered into the market? Yes. Which would mean that I would be looking for, whenever you have 3 days of longs in the market, looking for the front side of a move to be broken, looking for a lower low back down in order for me to take the trade. Okay, so has the front side of the move been broken? Do I put an insane amount of weight behind trend lines? Absolutely not. It's just a little thing that I like to see. Okay, so yes, the front side of a move has been broken. Which means that we could be transitioning to the backside of a move. And now we've came down and triggered previous day's low. So I'm going to be watching for this. Personally, what would I really want from this trade? They've triggered the previous day's low. I'm going to look for the pump and dump variation. Okay. I'm going to look for the pump and dump variation. If that doesn't happen, then that's fine. I'll just go elsewhere. We'll go elsewhere and find something else. But triggering the previous day's low, coming back up and maybe push 1, push 2, maybe push 3, or maybe this is 1, 2, and 3. The link's in the description, all of my videos, user. And then just message me if you want to join the webinar. Okay. 3 days longs in the market's the signal. We've triggered the previous day's low, which could be the lower low on the inside of the current week's range. Now I'm looking for the pump up and the reversal, or essentially the trend continuation to continue to go back to the low of the day or back down through the low of the day. Now, if this were to, for example, if this were to, we have a low here and then we've gone lower. The lower going lower is going to, indicate that this is my swing high. If this breaks and they start making higher highs and higher lows, obviously I don't want to continue doing this. Yep, Frank and user just message me on Discord, and we'll get you all set up. All right, gold. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Let's see. Did we have any signals yesterday other than peak formation high? So we do have 3 days of longs triggered into the market starting on Tuesday. They broke the high 1, 2, and 3. Did we trigger previous week's levels? Yes, we did yesterday. Good. How many weeks do we have going higher? Oh, this is gold. This is a lot. There's a lot of weeks going higher. Have we triggered the previous week's low, maybe looking for a pump and a dump? No. It's in the description, user. And if it doesn't work, let me know, and I'll get you all a new one. Let's see. Okay, so 3 days of longs in the market. I'm going to mark that up here. Good. Failed breakout yesterday. Okay, so similar to oil, we've came down and triggered the previous day's low. And now we've pumped it back up. I'm going to look for the exact same thing. This is the pin. This could be the lower low on the inside to go back down. One thing, on the day itself, we've made lower lows and lower highs. They came back and made a higher high. So maybe this is the lower low, the higher high, but this is a retest of the high. So I'm going to watch this pattern coming to around 9:30 to see, hey, does this continue to break down? Or is this about to start making higher highs and higher lows and we start getting breakouts to the upside? And this would obviously turn into trigger the previous day's high, work back down into the low, and then the breakout. Maybe we're going to break out and go back up to retest the high. Triggering the previous day's low, we need to retest the high. That could be what takes place. That's not what I'm going to be personally looking for. I'm going to take this as a potential on the day sort of setup. They triggered the previous day's low. We've got 3 days of longs in the market. The front side of a move has been broken. Lower low, I'm going to look for the lower high to go back down. If that doesn't show up, great. I'll go somewhere else. Okay, I wish we had some better signal days. The 3 days of longs in the market is great. Usually, with 3 days of longs in the market, we do have major red news later in the session. With 3 days of longs in the market, I do really prefer to see... I like to get in on the retest, if that makes sense. So, like, the 3 days, on the third day of longs, they break down and make a lower low on the day itself. This is usually how I like to trade this setup. Or even after, so this is the third day, and then on the next day, maybe this is a breakdown, and they pump it back up into the high, and I get in short on the pump up so that we can reverse and go back down. That's kind of my preference on how to trade this, because this very easily or very well could turn into a dump and a pump in a strongly up moving market. Okay, so I want to be aware of that, keep it in the back of my brain, but this is what I'll be looking for. EU, hey, I'm going to go into that. I'm going to take a look at Russell real quick, and we'll go take a look. Some of these backside of the week templates are a little rough. I think that there were some really good templates up until yesterday. I think I've taken 2 trades this week, maybe 3. Front side of this week has been pretty good. Backside's looking a little bit different, and that's okay. Well, I guess yesterday was backside of the week, but still. Sneaky Russell, yeah. Seeing the Russell yesterday and how it was behaving is actually what made me go and look at the S&P, because I don't usually trade the S&P. Usually I just watch either the Russell or, what do you have on this list here? The Russell started moving aggressively a little bit earlier, if I remember correctly. But the NASDAQ and US 30 were not, and that made me go look at the S&P. And actually, I think these were already moving too far, and that's why I didn't get in on them. Yeah, that's what happened. These had already moved too far, whereas the S&P was lagging behind, so that allowed me to get in, which was nice. Something like that. For some reason, yesterday I liked the S&P more. Let's see here. Ooh. Okay, this is another one that has not triggered previous week's high or low yet. So we're still sitting on the inside of a range. I'm just going to keep going from this. This is, I think the NASDAQ, nope, they triggered. They triggered. Yeah, so the US, or the Russell's the only one. Did we already look at oil trigger previous month's low this morning? I actually didn't notice that, Liquid, but we'll go back and take a look. Previous month's low. Am I missing something? Previous month was this line that I'm drawing right here. I think you did you mean to mention previous day, Liquid? I think you might have meant to say previous day. Either way, I had oil up here as 3 days of longs in the market. We've triggered the previous day's low. I'm personally going to be looking for a pump for a dump. The way that this is consolidating right now, we're at the low of the day, and the low of the day breakout has possibly failed. We've gone into a first consolidation sort of scenario. I would not be surprised if this started going vertical back up towards the upside. And the reasoning behind this is exactly that video that I just put out on Monday. Whenever the low is tested the first time, so we've been going up, we tested the low, they're going to go back and try to retest the high in some way. In most cases, or in a lot of cases. So this could be very well a dump for a pump. So we'll see. I just want to make sure that's clear, because I don't want you all to be thinking, oh, this is the only way I'm seeing it is I'm trying to go short, and that's not necessarily true. I'm very well aware of both sides of the trade. Range rotation, a higher time frame coil. Yep. Sneaky Russell, whatever you all just called it. You can kind of see if you project these across. We've got volume trapped down low. We might be going back up, but I don't know. Y'all are funny. All right, let's go take a look at some of the currencies. First time on the stream. Awesome work. Thank you so very much. I think pound dollar is setting up. Appreciate you pointing it out. Let's go take a look. Someone said EU, and then I'll go to, actually, I'll just start on pound dollar. Why not? And in fact, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll through, and I'm going to show you all the, sometimes if it doesn't jump out at you and you don't see a signal that you like or a template that you like, it's easy to scroll through and just keep going. It's not 100%, so this one had a breakout day yesterday. Today's made a higher high and pulled back. We're at the high of the current week. Inside bar yesterday. Today's triggered both sides. That's a no for me. Okay, breakout day 2. This is pound yen. Breakout day 2. They've pumped it back up to previous day's high and triggered. Could be looking for either a dump for a pump, or we're going back down to retest the low. So it would be a pump for a dump and a breakout market to the downside. Not very clean, though. None of these look very clean. None of these have made me stop yet. Okay, this was breakout day 1 to the downside. We've got a consolidation. It's just so messy. It's horrible to look at. Pound dollar. Nice. Okay, this has been going... Why are my stuff not... It's not loading. Load. There we go. Okay, last week was a breakout week to the upside. This week has been mainly consolidated on the inside of the opening range high and low. Got a failed breakout on Wednesday. First green day yesterday. Debatable on whether or not to call that a first green day, but at the very least, a breakout day. Okay, breakout day. Market only does 3 things. Higher high. Man, this one looks clean. This is clean. This is a clean chart. This makes me feel good. In fact, this makes me feel better than most of the other charts that I've looked at today. Okay, scenarios wise, what could be happening? Well, if I want to go short on this, what would I need to see? I need to see them break down and start making lower lows and lower highs. That would turn this into trap volume. The breakout would fail, and we'd be going back to the other side of the range, going from the high of the week back towards the low of the week. Option 2. This is an opening range breakout to the upside that is making higher highs and higher lows, and we've pulled back now and gone into consolidation at the breakout level. So I would go down to a 5-minute chart and wait for the market to start making higher highs and higher lows on the day itself in order for me to look for this trend trade. So we've got lower lows and lower highs. This is my lower low down here. I would need to see a higher high, first pullback. I look to enter the market to go back towards the high of the day. This high of the day could be a signal for a dump and a pump. So how does it dump down from this point? Push 1, push 2, push 3, 3 peaks into the breakout level. So we'll see. This is actually really interesting, and I can trade this on futures. I might actually have to pull this up and watch it. Who asked me about this? Andrew? Nice. I like this a lot. Let's go down to the CAD. How about we go down? There we go. Ooh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Are we in breakout down? And how many weeks? Boy, what a blow off top. How long has this thing been going up before that happened? Goodness gracious. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Let's see. Previous week's low was here. We get a breakout to the downside here. So this is week 1 down. Now we have week 2 down. So we're in a down moving market. It's gone back to the high, triggered the previous day's high on Wednesday. Actually, they triggered the previous day's low on Wednesday as well, which could be the signal for a pump and dump. There's the template again. Trigger the low, retest the high, breakout of the high fails, and goes vertical back down towards the low. And now we've retested the low again and pumped it back up. Yesterday was not, I don't think this was a breakout day to the downside. Maybe it was. Broke out yesterday, maybe now pumping it back up. I don't really know. I think that this was a fantastic trade yesterday, but that kind of leaves me with a blank for today. Okay, this is not chocolate milk. It's a protein shake, all right? Don't start yelling at me. I guess it really wouldn't matter if it was chocolate milk, but whatever. Let's go on to the Swiss. Okay, we got 2 days up. First day down, breakout to the downside. No, this isn't my pattern. This isn't either. Dollar yen. Breakout. Pullback. What is this? Ah, oh, dang. Hold on. Are we in week 1 breakouts down? So whenever I'm in week 1 breakouts down, sometimes I'll avoid 3 days of breakouts setups because it could just be a strong push or pull to the downside. Looks like maybe we were going up for a bit. We got week 1 breakouts down on this week. Triggered the low, pulled back, and now we're back down there. 3 days of breakouts back into a previous week's low. Ooh, okay. Yeah. What's the day look like? Okay, interesting. They just lost me with how this chart looks on the day. Backside of the week is looking a little messy for a lot of pairs. And this week itself, I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of pairs are going sideways. Injury. Hey, so it gets more simple with time, okay? There's a lot of things that I explain so that you can understand the underlying reason, the why behind a lot of things. You know, why is there a good pump and dump on this day? And why is this, you know, why am I looking for this and why am I looking for that? There's a lot of underlying things, but once you just hear me say the same thing over and over and over again, people have said that it becomes a lot more simple. And then obviously over time, you start to get it. Just like anything else that you've ever had to learn. Repetition is your best friend. But yeah, that pair that you called out was pretty decent. Okay, this one has been going down. What is this, euro pound? How many weeks down have we gone? Okay, so this is week 1 down here. We got week 2 down. Inside bar, inside week. We've triggered the low of that inside week. We've triggered the low of the previous week. We've gone back to the high and triggered it. So this could either be the signal that this is about to continue to the downside, or maybe now we're looking for a dump and a pump. How many days down? We got 1, 2, 3 days down. Triggered the high. Came back down to retest the low. And now we've gone into consolidation. Peak 1, peak 2, peak 3. Down at the low. And it's looking a little squeezy. We got peak formation. First consolidation. I am certainly not saying that this is going to go back up by any means, but it does fit the bill. Consolidation, spiked up, spiked down, consolidation. We'll see. This doesn't look bad though. Is everybody following what I'm talking about? Or is everyone completely lost on why I'm talking about this on the pound? Euro pound. $8:30 in the morning. Not bad. Any other pairs that you all would like to see? I'm kind of just scrolling through. From which video? I would go back, rewatch the one that I just posted, Anthem. And then if you go to my playlists on my channel, I've tried to make it as simple as I can for everybody by putting a playlist up that is labeled Watch in Order for Effective Learning. This year, I've got a 2025 playlist. I've been going through, at the beginning of this year, doing all the different types of setups, videos for each individual one. How would you view ES? First red day, heartbeat pattern, too choppy. Thoughts? Let's go take a look. John, it sounds like you like the ES SMP. Which I don't mind it either, by any means. I really should probably just add it back. Okay, so this is... Oh, John, this is... Okay, so go back, thought process-wise. Think back to weekly templates again. Hold on. Did I delete it already? Dang. I closed it. So at the beginning of the stream, John, I think you were here, and you've also, done stuff with me before. This is that Wednesday, Thursday breaks out and fails, goes back into consolidation. This is a heartbeat pattern. Peak formation high on Wednesday, peak formation low on Thursday. I'm going to pull it back up because it looks like we've got a lot of newer people in here today, and that's awesome. I love to see that. So I'm going to pull this up. I used to show this all the time. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday templates. All right, this tips and tricks slide. I've seen people ask, "Hey, can you put a breakdown of all the different setups?" This is it with words. All right, this is it with words. This is my own personal playbook where I've taken all those words and put it in note card form. And then this is me just drawing it. Okay, so like which one of these drawings are we looking at and looking for right now? It's this one right here. This is the variation that we would be looking at, John. We've got day 1, day 2. Day 2 is yesterday. And then now maybe looking at day 3 or day 4. So hopefully it explodes today, but maybe it comes the day after, or on Monday. Maybe it doesn't come at all. But let's go take a look at the pictures that I'm referring to. Okay, so something like this. This is 3 days of breakouts, but Wednesday, Thursday starts to break down and goes vertical. This isn't really the one that I'm talking about, though. This is pretty similar. Minus the fact that it's not peak formation low, peak formation high. So let's go find one of those. This is it. So peak formation high, peak formation low, consolidation in the middle, ascension making higher highs and higher lows, going vertical back towards the high. That's perfect. This is exactly what should happen in theory, right? Let's go look at the other slideshow. It has the exact same examples. Notice that was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So it doesn't matter what days of the week that you're in. The template is what truly matters, and being able to identify them. Yeah, I've posted this, I'm pretty sure, on the resources section on Discord. I think. I can't remember. So here it is. This is peak formation high, peak formation low. A little bit different on the variation. This wasn't necessarily... It is a 3-day setup, but this is based off the inside day and not so much the heartbeat pattern. Same thing with this. This is missing the heartbeat aspect. If this would have like triggered previous day's high and then dumped down into the low and then gone into consolidation to go vertical, that would be different. But it's just a slight, variation of the theme. Where is this? We've got the peak high and low. And then looking at today on ES, this is the variation that I would be looking for. Peak high, peak low, consolidation in the middle. Base 1, base 2, base 3. Base 3 typically goes vertical. Base 4 ends the day in consolidation. That kind of thought process. John, does that kind of help? I know that was a really long example just for this one explanation, but... And yeah, it's definitely... There's a way about going about it, Andrew, for beginners. This is definitely... These live streams are not for beginners. I'll admit that right off the bat. This is for you already kind of have a general understanding of the system. You're capable of following along with what I'm saying. If you need that guidance, that's what all the videos, the long form content on my YouTube channel is for, is to kind of help you get up to speed. And then you can come in and tune into these live streams and actually, get a lot of value out of them, hopefully. This is a really good thought process building stream, if you will. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to be the end. Hopefully you all have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor before you go. Hit the little like button. It really helps the stream. Puts it into the YouTube algorithm and sends it out to the masses. So I do appreciate that. If you found any value from this at all, please do that before you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have a great day and a great rest of your weekend. I'll be putting out this next video on Monday. Hopefully you all enjoyed that as much as you enjoyed the last one. And then we'll be doing the vote soon for the giveaway for the webinar or the boot camp, whichever one. We'll be voting on which of my long form content videos was the best. And if you are liked and commented on any of those videos, you'll be eligible for that giveaway. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.